All right, I've been on this for a while. Even look, I just want to show you this just to let you know that there's no fuel into this. Look, both lines right here, they're taken off. Both fuel lines right here are not on, and it's still running. Hey, how's everyone doing? This is Oz with Oz Mechanics, and on today's video I got this 1999 Chevy Camaro right behind me. So the issue with the Chevy Camaro, if you remember from the first video, had a problem with the PCM grounding out. So on this one, it's still not fixed. But what we're going to do in today's video, we're going to go a little bit in depth and we're going to check out what's going on. So let's get inside the vehicle and let's see what we find out. All right, so we're inside the vehicle right now, and as you remember on the end of the first video, basically I was trying to program the PCM and it wouldn't start. And another thing too, actually on the video I think I only had 2 PCMs. When I looked in the back seat, there was a third one, so it was actually 3 PCMs on here. But let's go back to the story. I tried to crank this on and it would not turn on. But when I was checking different things, I wanted to verify. I called the shop and asked them what was going on. What happened to this vehicle? Give me more information. When I called the second shop, they contacted me to the first shop. And when I spoke to them, he literally told me that this vehicle was pretty much cranking and all. The only issue was that one of the cylinders was flooding. And basically injector was just sticking on and it flooded the cylinder. So after that, I kept on testing different things. I wanted to make sure that the injectors weren't staying on, so I did hook up a Noid light to it, and when we hooked up the Noid light we can see it flashing, but something weird happened. At that moment we pulled out the fuel pump relay, and then we're testing the Noid light, making sure that we didn't flood the cylinders, and at that moment the vehicle turned on without the fuel pump relay. And as well, when we're doing that, we can see we have a gauge there and the gauge was not showing any fuel pressure. But the crazy thing is, when I went back to the vehicle, I put the fuel pump relay back in and the vehicle shut off. So let me show you right now what we have. I don't have the fuel pump relay in. Let me see if it will start. All right, we're gonna see the security light is gonna turn off. There you go. And right now the fuel pump relay is off. And look at this, vehicle is on. It's kind of sounding cruddy, but let's go to the front of it and I'm going to show you the fuel gauge. And so I can show you right here, I know it's kind of loud, that's the fuel pump relay. It's not in place. The vehicle is running. And look at our gauge. It's reading 0. So right now what I'm going to do, I'm going to move this over here. What we're going to do, we're going to get a relay, we're going to put it in here. Look at the fuel pressure too. Fuel pressure goes up, it starts stumbling. It sounds like it's getting flooded. But look, if we take this off, as you can see, it calms down right here. It doesn't sound as bad. And look at our fuel pressure. That is crazy. Alright, so let's shut off the vehicle. And I actually talked it over with Eric from Advanced Level Auto. We're just kind of chatting about it and so on. And we kind of went to an agreement. What's the chances when the first shop was telling me that there is a flooded injector, that all of it kind of passed the piston rings and they got into the crankcase? And my theory on this is like, so I'm thinking that those hydrocarbons are going from the oil and then going into the intake. Could that be one of the things that's going on right here? What I want to do right now, I want to change the oil and we're going to give this another shot. We're going to see what happens. That is my thing. So on this video, we're going to change the oil. We're going to see if the vehicle turns on after that without the fuel pump relay. And there's a good chance that could probably be the issue. Right now what we're going to do, we're going to lift up the vehicle, change the oil, put fresh oil in here, and then we're going to verify what's going on and we'll see what we get, okay? Okay, I can tell you one little thing right here. This does have a kind of gas smell to it. So we're gonna check it out. So I'm gonna let it drain a little bit. We're gonna refreshen it up, and it's really liquefied, man. So we're gonna see how it goes. Let me wash my hand real quick. This is kind of nasty. All right, so there you go. We have put the oil on here, and we have the fuel pump relay out. My dad's right here. He's gonna help me out on this. We're gonna verify what we have here. Right now we have brand new oil. We're gonna give this a shot. We're gonna see if it stays on. Like I said, when I pulled the oil out, it was all liquefied. My finger just didn't smell good at all. So right now we're gonna go inside the vehicle. Remember, fuel pump relay's out. Like I said, I have it right here. I just wanna see if it turns on. Beforehand, remember, with that old oil, it was turning on. All right, it did turn on right now, but my theory right here is once all that hydrocarbon leaves the vehicle, should be off. So we're gonna just wait a little bit. Hopefully it can burn all of it off, pretty much everything from the oil, and then I'm hoping then we can finally get this running. So we're just gonna wait a little bit. But it's crazy, man. There you go. Well, she shut off. She turned back on. That's because I revved it. And I'm telling you, man, the crazy thing is right here, 0 PSI, nothing, and she's still running. I'm just gonna let it run for a little bit longer, and hopefully she shuts off and we stop getting that fuel into the engine, what I'm suspecting. But man, that's gonna be a lot of hydrocarbons in there. It should be off by now. But let me let it run for about 5 minutes, and then we'll see what happens afterwards. All right, I've been on this for a while. Even like, I just want to show you this just to let you know that there's no fuel into this. Look, both lines right here, they're taken off. Both fuel lines right here are not on, and it's still running. There's fuel inside, still in the engine, that's still allowing it to go in. So like I said, just imagine if we have a spray bottle right here and we're allowing fuel to get in. So right now what I'm doing, I'm just letting this sucker run until there's no more fuel left, because like I said, there's nothing that's actually feeding this. There's no fuel here. Look at that. It's disconnected. The fuel line's right here. There's nothing. So we're gonna let the hydrocarbons from the engine just dissipate. And I'm telling you, I'm pretty sure this oil right here was completely full of it, but it's shaking even more right now. So I think in a pretty good second, it's gonna turn off. But yeah, I've been letting it run for a little bit, and I was like, you know what? I just want to take this off while we're here. So let me run it even more, and then we're gonna go from there. I just wanted to show you that so you can see how that looks right there. This is crazy, man. This is an awesome video right here. Never seen this before. You don't know, this might be the car that can run without fuel. There you go, she turned off. Awesome. So let's try to crank this over again. All right, she turned off and on. Hey, I don't think she's gonna turn on. So now what we can do is put our fuel lines back in here. Hook all our lines on. Put our fuel pump relay in now. And then we're gonna try to turn it on. Make sure everything's on. We got fuel pressure right there. What's causing this to not turn on now? Let's remove this fuel pump relay. And she's alive again, and that's with the fuel pump relay out. Man, something's going on here. We might have a fuel pump regulator that's probably, I don't know, we gotta check it out. But this is a crazy one. As you can see, fuel pump relay is out and she's running again. Something is going on where excessive fuel is dumping into the engine, and it is allowing it to stay on. Because look, all right, now this is going to be the mystery, trying to find out what's going on here. Let's see what we find. All right, so now we're right here, and as you can see right here, the belt fell off, and the previous person who put the bracket, I don't know what happened. I don't know if they tied up the bolts all the way through, but the bolts broke off, so that's another issue right there. I'm just dealing with a lot of shops right here. Now what we're going into, remember in one of the videos, I forgot it was the first or second, I did explain that I spoke to a shop and they told me that one of the injectors was actually, it stayed on. It was, if you put the key on, it would just spray right out. I was talking to a good buddy of mine. He's a teacher, Al. He was giving me, you know, we're just bouncing off ideas, and he's like, hey, how about you do a test where you can do an injector flow test. So what we're doing right here, we're hooking up our actual fuel pump meter right here, and then we have this tool right here. It's all beat up, but you have a power and ground that hooks up to the battery, and then the other connector goes to the injector. And then what we can do, we can basically I have a little relay switch right here, so we can give power to the fuel pump relay, and I'll put this on the description down below, so if y'all want to get this little kit. And all I'm doing is I'm pressurizing the system, and then I press this button right here, and it pulsates the injector at 50 pulses. What we want to see a drop. What I was noticing is that it would start off at 45 psi and it would drop to about 10. So we saw about 30 psi drop. And then when I just wanted to get another injector just to see, and I did call the other shop to see which injector they changed so I can see the difference. But all of them were about 30 psi drop. This is where it gets crazy. So I looked up the injector, and this is what it came out for, 3.8. Right? This is the injector. I just got this one right now. And this is what I pulled out from the vehicle. And if you look this up online, this is actually from a 5.7 liter engine. So if we have a 5.7 that's producing more power, sounding like donut, more power, this is, you know, it's supposed to produce more power, so it's going to be more flow. So what we're going to do right now, I'm going to put this other injector in there, that 3.8. The fuel rail already has 5 of these, so we're just going to do a test. We're going to check out one injector, which is going to be one of these, and then we're going to check out the 3.8, and we're going to see the drop, see how much drop we have. I'm hoping this is going to be the issue, because I just want this vehicle on now. It's been here for a while. This is a crazy series. I think we got it now. So let's give this a shot. I'm just going to go ahead and put this injector in there, and then after that we're going to start doing this. All right, so we're going to give this a shot. As you can see, we're about 45. Now what we're going to do, we're going to hook this up. I'm going to hook this up to the one that I originally had on here. Okay, so there you go. Now what we're going to do, we're going to pulse it, and then you're going to see it drop. So we're doing the first one right here, and this is basically the original one it had, like this one. So we're going to go ahead, give it a shot. Here it goes. As you can see, drop down to basically 10, right at 11. So I'm going 30 psi on that. Now what we're going to do, we're going to go ahead, press our button right here, and that's going to refill it. So I'm just going over here to the relay. Now what we're going to do is move this to the new injector. And like I said, this injector is from a 3.8, and we're going to fill it right up. All right, this is the moment of truth. We're going to see what's the flow on this one. So here we go. Yes, there you go. That's it, man. Look at that, look at that drop right there. That went to about 24 psi. Beforehand it was dropping way further down. It was like about 10 psi. So it's about 10 psi switch right there. Yes. Okay, so now what we're gonna do, basically it's flowing too much gas in there. This is gonna be the problem right here. Way too much. I'm gonna show you one last time. I just got to change out these. You know what I'm doing, I'm kind of putting these right here so it can soak up the fuel. So we're gonna retest it out again so we can check it out, and so you can see exactly what's going on. But this is awesome. Wow. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and do it again. So remember, I put it back on the regular one, the ones that are in there. And here it goes. You see it drops down to 10. Now let's move it back to the 3.8 that's supposed to be in there. All right, 45. Check that out. There you go. That's how you do a diagnosis right there. We found out the issue and we went straight to it. Now, all I've done right here, I gotta see if the customer wants to get all 6 injectors. They're pretty expensive, but it's gonna be up to him if he wants to go for that. This is awesome, man. I can't believe that this is what it came down to. And the crazy thing is, when I went to the first shop, they told me that they replaced the injector. I couldn't find the replacement injector, and I told him, did you get one for a 3.8? He said yes, but you can clearly see right there what's going on. So always do your research, man. Contact the customer, because they're gonna know exactly what's going on. The first shop and the second shop, get all as many questions as you can to figure out exactly what's going on, because this was a headache right here. But luckily we found out exactly what's going on. All right, we're here now and we got some injectors that are going to fit this right here. The only thing is, I did talk to the customer yesterday and I was trying to get him to get all the rebuilt injectors, but the only thing is, I did explain to him that we don't have a core, so we're going to have a core charge on there. And I said, well, we can do new ones, but that's just going to be pretty expensive. So he brought up the option of getting secondhand ones. I just didn't feel that good, but the thing is, it's a fraction of the price just to verify if we're even going to be running. So I picked out some pretty good ones, and what we're going to do right now, we're going to do our drop test right here, and we're going to see what we get. So right now I have this set up. I have my injectors on there, put a little towel on underneath the injectors. So now we're going to test this out same way. Remember, the first ones that we had, the little skinny ones for the 5.7, they're reading about 35 drop, and then the one rebuilt one was about 20 drop. So we're going to see what we get on this one. So we're going to go ahead, plug in our connector to our first one right here, and we're just going to go down the line, push this up. So now let's go, let's see what we get. All right, so that's a 10 psi drop on our first one. Now let's keep on moving down the line. All right, 10 psi drop. (10 psi drop). All right, so for this side, we're literally all the same. Now let's go on this side and let's see what we get. Are all these injectors gonna be the same? If so, I think we got a winner here. And I did test out the injectors. The resistance levels on these are about 13 ohms. So I feel confident right here. We got injectors that are all reading the same. We didn't have any issues when I did that test right now. So now we're just gonna finish up this and we're gonna see what else we have on the other side. 10 psi drop. (10 psi drop). And let's do the last one. So this is gonna be a moment of truth right here. We're gonna see what we get. Everything's been about 10 psi drop. There you go. All right, so now what we're gonna do, everything's reading pretty good right here. So I just wanna put everything back on together, and then we're gonna start this vehicle, and we're gonna verify if it can start without the with the fuel pump relay, and if it has a good idle. And after that, that's when I'm gonna be excited. So now what I want to do, we're going to put everything back on together, and hopefully we can start this vehicle. So let me put this on right now, and then we can fast forward to see if everything works. All right, so this is the moment of truth right here. We have everything hooked up. Everything's on, so we're gonna try this out right now. We're gonna see what happens. So here it goes. Let's go inside the vehicle to see if it starts. Okay, what the heck? Did we prime? Let's see what we have. Was not priming. Oh my god, look what I did. I left that relay on there. Alright, let's change this relay. Oh god. Alright, now let's put the new one on there. Alright, let's verify that this is actually going to work now. So let's go inside again. Let's see what we get. There you go. That's it. Woo! Hear that, baby? That's it, baby. That's a fix right there. That's how the engine should sound. That's a fix right there. So we did all this right here, man. Hopefully y'all like this series right here. This was a crazy one. I thought it was just gonna be a simple little thing right there with the PCM, but no, this was more than that. I'm just hoping y'all enjoyed this series. I wanted to bring all of y'all into this, but there y'all go. Let's turn this off and on. Bam. All right, man. I'm done with this. I'm gonna let the customer know that we have the, like we already talked about it. We have the second-hand ones on there. If he wants to go for the newer ones, at least he knows this is the main problem. I don't know who put the other injectors on there. Actually, talking to him yesterday, I found out that I'm the 5th shop. So too many freaking hands in the cookie jar, did too many issues, but we got it running here at Oz Mechanics. So there you go. This is the fix right here. So if you do like this video, please put a big thumbs up, and don't forget to hit that little notification bell to get our brand new videos coming out from Oz Mechanics. Y'all take care. Y'all have a nice day. Goodbye. Hey, how's everyone doing? This is all the Colonel. Hey, how's everyone doing? This is Oz with Oz Mechanics. So if you remember the first, Hey, how's everyone doing? This is Oz with Oz Mechanics, and on today's video we got 2099.